One of the town's many distinguishing features is its magnificent market square. Back in 1888, another feature was the eccentric Listowel and Ballybunion monorail. Instead of two parallel rails on the ground, it had a single rail on trestles at waist height, the brainchild of a French engineer, Charles Lartigue. Originally designed for the Algerian desert, for some unknown reason, it was thought appropriate for North Kerry. Not surprisingly, it didn't last long and it closed in 1924. However, in 2003 the monorail returned, albeit on a short section of track, recreated by a voluntary organisation as a novel tourist attraction. One of those behind the recreation is Frank McNerney.
Well, frankly, this was a bloody silly railway system. But it ran for 36 years, doing all of 15 miles an hour, which meant that you could go to Ballybunion in 40 minutes from here, which in 1888 was incredible. You know.
The distance to Ballybunion was just 9.5 miles. Now, today's locomotive is actually a diesel, but of course the originals were steam, because that's all they had in those days. The trouble is that each engine had to have 2 boilers and 2 cabs balanced on either side of the rail. It was just the same for the passenger carriages and goods wagons. Absurdly, if 2 full-size adults boarded the coach on one side, there had to be 2 on the other. It was even worse for cattle. Even then, the Lartigue had a reputation for being noisy and unpunctual. Now, because the elevated railway crossed the country like a fence, bridges were needed to carry roads over the line. There could be no such thing as a level crossing. The reconstruction runs for just a couple of 100 yards along the original track bed, but if you ever get the chance to ride on what turned out to be one of only 2 such railways ever built, don't miss it.